How, in a family business, when you have more than one generation involved, do you make decisions? I thought that was a great question. How do you make decisions? My answer to that in that one-on-one conversation that I'm bringing here is very similar to what I shared with Daryl. The answer is just the same the way as any family business would make decisions. The generations don't really matter. That's a rather simplistic response, I realize. And the reason I think of it that way is you are simply making decisions day to day that are either helping you get closer to your vision or farther away from it. Adding in, am I in the owning generation or the next generation or the first generation or the third generation, or am I a boomer? Is that person Gen X or is that a millennial? Can be very, very helpful if you want. But when it all comes down to it, in this family circle, there are the elders, if you will, and there's the next generation. Usually in the family circle, the elders make the decisions. In the owning generation, or the ownership circle, I should say, in the ownership circle, it's usually the majority shareholder or shareholders who make decisions or make the final decision. It's up to them if they want input from non-majority shareholders. And then in the business, there's when you have crystal clarity around what are the roles, it becomes clear who makes decisions. In an EOS company, if there's a tie at the leadership level, the integrator breaks the tie. Usually that is not very often. And then throughout the business, whoever's in charge of that thing makes the decision. It doesn't matter what generation that person is in, or if there are more than one generation in the family. I keep that simple for you and for anybody you get to interact with. One, because it is that simple. And two, because if you make it more complicated, I'm not sure there's huge value in making it more complicated. I'm going to go back and say this. I recognize the fact that when I say it is that simple, I am just being extremely simple about things. There are really good, or I think they're probably really good, social scientists who have understood this is how boomers think, and this is how Gen X thinks, and this is how Gen Z thinks. And I think that's all really cool, and I find it utterly fascinating. I don't think it hurts you to be aware of that stuff. But in the end, it's more about which circle are we in, who are the decision makers, and what are they trying to decide toward? And that's also where the conversation around what is this legacy? Like, what are we actually talking about? What is the legacy we are making decisions toward? What is the vision for the business we are making decisions toward? What is the vision for the family? To me, that's so much more fruitful